Hi everybody, it's Jill Blanchett here. I have my April Paper Pumpkin Kit, the Inked Occasions, and I am going to show you, I have two super simple cards to start out with, and it is going to use up one of these cards. So let's start with this one. I didn't want to have them too difficult. Again, I want you to be able to feel that you can create alternates with what you have. So this first half we're going to cut to 4, and I'm going to put it to 5 1/4, but we're just going to cut the same amount off from each half. And the other one, same thing. We're going to cut it to 5 1/4 by 4. I'm just going to... Like I said, I do want to make sure that I'm cutting off on the ends an equal amount so that my coloring works. Oh, so this first one, what we're going to do, I've got a piece of Highland Heather that's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, or go ahead and fold it in half and burnish on your fold real good. I've got another piece that's just basic white that we'll put on the inside. I'm going to do that first and get that off my tabletop. I sometimes get so many pieces out for these and lose track of stuff and forget to do different steps because I've got too many little pieces sitting around. So the more I can get out of the way, the better. So I've got that done. If you want to stamp something on the inside, be sure to do that first in case you need to flip it over and use the back side. Now we're going to bring this card in, one of our halves that we have here, and I'm going to start and I'm just going to tear it, and I want to tear it toward me. So I'm going to tear it wide and then get skinny. And I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to tear it wide and then taper it in to skinny. And I'm going to, just for the sake of thickness, I'm going to cut a little piece off. And then we're just going to roll this back like so. So that it looks kind of like a scroll that you have, you know, torn back. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there to help keep that in place. Hold it for a second. Then I need a piece of scrap white to cover my hole that I did not bring. So I'm going to use this piece I have right here on my desktop. I'm going to trim all the scallop edges off. And now I've got a piece of basic white that we're going to tuck underneath here like so. And then I'm going to pull in the congratulations stamp from what we got in the kit with the Berry Burst ink, and ink that up, and then I'm going to stamp that down, but I'm going to have to just kind of get a, shouldn't have moved it all, get a feel for where we want it. I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to stamp my congratulations over here. And then I'm going to pull in some Melon Mambo with the butterflies and stamp those just down here. And then we've got the single butterfly. We'll stamp up here, and then we can glue this in place. Like I said, these are a couple really simple cards. These were like the first two that I created, getting my like my mojo, getting started. And so I figured I would just go ahead and use them. I didn't get enough glue. I didn't get that glue that right there. And then I'm going to have to cut just a smidge off because I did not put it in there in the right spot. So I'll trim this down just a hair to get that piece off there. And then we're going to go ahead and just glue this flat to the outside. You can pop it up if you want on the front, give it a little bit more attention, a little bit more details. You could skip the Melon Mambo butterflies and add some of the brass butterflies. With this inked alcohol looking paper, I did not want to put too much else on there and take away, but you could also, if you have the dies for this month, you could put one of the flowers and a stem on there, but I'm just gonna leave this one like that. Feel free, I could have went over more, peel that back even a little more if you want more space in there. But there's the first one. Like I said, easy peasy. And here's the second one, just as easy. We've got an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of gorgeous grape. Score it at 4 1/4, or just fold it in half. Oh, you guys, I've made it mess with my green glue. Everything's sticking to me. I better go wash my hands. Hang on. Okay, there we go. I got my other glue, so I don't have to worry about this green glue. So I got that. I have got a 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 piece of peach pie. And then I have the other piece that is 4 by 5 1/4 from the kit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. So I'm just going to cutting like the white part off. And we're going to use those pieces. Everything I touched is sticky. And we're going to glue those onto our card front. Like so. And like so. Like that. Do you have to cut it? No. But it saved me a piece of paper because I will use that little piece that we cut off. And it just gives us a feel of a different technique. We'll put those on here. Like so. Then I have a 1 inch wide, which is not wide enough because I cut a lot off on this one. So I'm going to go cut another piece of paper that we want to cover up this hole. You know what? I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to cover up the hole on this one. It's just a smidge too small, which is good. It's like our 1/8 of an inch too small that we got all the way around. So we're gonna do that. That's 1 inch by 4, and then we'll cut this piece down to 7/8 of an inch. Oh, I need to do it by 4, which it already is. We're going to glue that onto the gorgeous grape, leaving our 1/8 inch all the way around. Okay. And then we're going to glue that on to this space here. And then I did want the paper to go all the way to the end. So let's see. I'm going to have to maybe... I think I got room. I'm going to trim just the edge off because I wanted it to be the full width of the purple. And then just leave the 1/8 of an inch on the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to pop that up with some dimensionals. That one's stuck on my finger. And maybe we'll put that, no, I'm going to put it on this side so that it leaves a different coloration there. Let's see if I can glue that down at about, the 1/8 of an inch there. Pop it up. And then I took the hugs. You could pop this up if you wanted to leave that flat. Pop your hugs up, but I'm going to put that right there on the front. Like so. And then I brought over some of the new loose gold sequins for this one. I just got these. So we're going to use these. I'm going to adhere them with my glue and hope that they stay. We'll see. Because the little ones are really too tiny to use your little dimension, your glue dots on. These are a little too tiny for that. And so then I'm just going to glue some of these around on here to give a little extra pizzazz to the card. There, that's enough. And so there we go, you guys. My first paper pumpkin alternates for the April inked occasions set. All right, it really helps if I finish the card, doesn't it? So now we're going to take the peach pie and glue that onto the front of our card. I was trying not to make the video go too long, and then I was cleaning up and saw I didn't finish it. Ay, ay, ay. And then again, we've got a white that we could put on the inside, stamp on it first, in case you need to do the back. Flip it over and do the back. I typically leave my cards blank. I sell them in my, I call it Greenhouse Greetings card shop out in my front yard. So I do not put a whole lot on the inside so that people can use the card for more than hugs. That doesn't have to mean sympathy, doesn't have to mean, you know, thinking of you kind of thing. It could be any occasion, a birthday, like a congratulations. You can write on the inside then what you want it for. So now I'm done. And here again are the 2 cards. And I will be back with my other ones that are going to be a little putzier than these. Like I said, I started out with 2 easy ones, and we'll get moving on into something a little more difficult. I'll be back soon.